That's another reason why we should bump that.
Well, Hendersonville's already meeting but the other ones aren't.
So, judicial commissions, I think this one.
What page are we on again? I'm glad you said that.
All right.
Page on my index. I can find my index page, but I'm like, you too many times, I can't find it. Judicial Commission.
I don't know, I need to
They don't have.
I'm trying to find my index now.
You like it, all right.
Here we go.
They don't have anything. I have nothing.
There's judicial commissioners on the sheet.
You have, if you look at it, there's nothing.
They're saying they start.
You have two. You have judicial commissioners.
Right here.
Well, they're 56,337 to start for the judicial commission.
We can
Zero.
zero these, we do
Yeah.
it both ways, and they're still above market.
Yes.
I mean,
That's a lot of money. When we pick up another route, you can save more money.
right with that.
They also have a new.
Trying to go the way of constables?
They say it all.
We can bring that up to the next budget.
Well, honestly, we were told that years ago on the basis that we just had to do it, this is what we had to do anymore, and other counties are doing other things much more cheaply.
I mean, I'm open to looking at, we're looking at some potentially very different things for the fire department.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying
You
this is
zero out
it
that
right
right
now, I got time to consider it, but
So, do we want to do the zoning on property? So there was a reason, I remember that there was a.
What Eric said was that they were having trouble keeping up with the load.
Yeah, that's what he had said. And that this was also going to be part trainee, or trainer. I think that's what he said, but there was going to be like a trainer too, where they were going to actually work.
Yeah, he did say that.
I mean, I didn't think it was.
No, that was one of the full-time people was one of the part-time, and that part-time person,
Okay.
this will be training.
That's
Correct.
But they did say that the trainer was going to also be working cases. Yeah, that's part of it.
I mean, why would we hire someone if we maybe want to seriously look at other options, or at least just look at options?
I'm good with cutting that.
Me too, I'd like to zero it out.
Let's zero it. So, okay.
Oh, we just save some money. Switching it.
Yeah, we just saved $100,000, probably more than that, wrap, $150.
I had another easy one, if you look at the way you do the nonprofits too.
Yeah, so I've got a thought on nonprofits.
Oh, yeah.
Their operations.
Oh, it wasn't a lot. I didn't think you asked for more operations.
All right, let's agree now.
Did we do tourism yet?
No, you haven't done tourism yet.
Well, we're gonna do, let's do EMA, let's go ahead, let's do EMA. He's here, let's go ahead.
We'll do the tourism budget to EMA. Take rides on the beer can.
So all additional funds that go into this cat are getting cut from the rest of the department.
We're all gonna take a ride to Bear Cat to Shannon's house.
No, you're not. I spent 30 hours studying that.
We go right down. Hey, that's a good use of your.
EMA director's right on the money.
He is not with the arm.
He's right on the money with what's been asked there.
The other ones may be.
I mean, he's at 109,510, this is 109,513. So he's exactly there. Let's see. So,
I have a comment, just a comment. So, in the entire state, our EMA director is the lowest paid in the whole state.
The they said the 109,513 is the medium in all the big counties.
Yeah, but before this, he was at,
Oh, before this.
yeah, 80 something.
I think this is his ARPA right here. He eventually divided ARPA out and then.
So that's the part of the money up there.
We're looking at the
He
library.
didn't ask for the extra six, that's his ARPA.
Oh, that's, you didn't ask for that?
No, that's his ARPA. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
Well, we should give him five.
no, this one, no, this is a 5% cost of living. A bunch of them asked for the six, this is his ARPA, because I actually think it was at the ARPA.
Oh, I see.
So this is his base, plus he got that, the last year, he was making this last year, 104.8, 1900, he's making about 105. So he was slightly below the median average last year in Orange County. He went below 8.
So,
To be clear.
I mean, I'm good with
This
this.
is the median.
I'll be good if you wanna add another thousand, I mean, it's okay, I mean,
Just to give you a little background on me, 1981, I started as volunteers in the civil defense. I don't know how everyone remembers that. I'm done. Because we took a civil defense hospital out of the junior high behind the cafeteria, remember that? We did it, you were there with it. Okay, 43 years from the time I started volunteering. 99, Tommy Harlan wanted a part-time paid director, so from 99 to 06, I made $10,000 a year, part-time, out of town shooting fire department, to still do, I did the same thing I do now. Then April 7th, 2006 was my hire date, 19 years ago. And I've never asked for a raise, I'm not asking for a raise now, I know that I'm probably the lowest paid emergency services department in the county, and then when I look across the state, and that's why staffing is such a big issue, because all DMAs our size or larger have a lot more staff. I don't want a bunch of staff, but we get our butts handed to us on things that we've had of late. The problem is the staff of 3, they do such a good job that you really can't tell it, but it wears on. So
I think that looks pretty reasonable. The only thing that I would ask is, at Columbia University, I saw an enormous vehicle shoot a ladder up to a building. I just think we need 2 of those.
Because we've got
all right.
We didn't know the back
Did it come from the local sheriff, or did it come from the National Guard? Checking sources, Mr. Hyde.
But just to be clear, that amount here for Ken, is, I think everybody's got the wrong perception.
This amount right here, because we had to move over to the ARPA, that's what he was making. Click on that, let's make sure that. Yes, that's where I put it back in, because he's actually moved this last year, so this 5 is probably a little short because it's not capturing the ARPA. So let's see, you probably need to add that, so let's add like, yeah,
$500 there, make that 2,500, and then we'll, congratulations. That's all for your,
and the same, the same thing's probably true on either slightly less than 5 because they had ARPA somewhere.
okay, I know what you're doing, if you wanna do like 20.
See, those numbers are different than what's on this sheet.
Yeah, 2750 here.
Those are completely different.
Yeah, that's what, yeah,
Hey, I'm at the top of the truck on the DP, so I'll put it in some more.
It's under, 97, that means you have to have that's your.
Yeah, I think
it's coming out of cap.
Oh, that's fine.
He said it's like,
It'll be a line item.
no, let's not do that.
It'll be 97 or 98.
That's just all, that's like, yeah, it's just a thing.
he just wanted to bring it up.
I said, congratulations, you're about to cheeseburger. You can take gas in there, kind of put the table out.
So here,
We get paid in another 4 years, we go through all that.
Oh, we'll all be living in the
Yeah,
middle.
can you go get an electric bike, they cut off?
Yeah, that's all I want.
You get 2 votes on for this.
now, so you said up to 2.
Sure do. I've done it before. If you got 15 minutes, see if they don't have to go back to the phone and check it over. Only way to do it.
So you said you got this.
I ain't gonna do it.
All right, so I would say we should give 1 here, but we cut the operations officer.
Repeat that again.
I would cut this operations officer, because I choose between two, which would you need? That would be one part. I would, here's the thing. My opinion is I almost hesitate to do any more on this, but we've really gotten right there. And just, I know you guys.
The county's growing, I mean,
It's hard to deal with, so I can probably.
like it or not.
Are we good with that, the one, the planning? And
For now.
All right, for now. Well, we got,
Well, are we gonna give it to you, or we gonna take it to somebody else?
which, yeah, so you start later. Y'all can, we can figure that out.
We're gonna start to rise in the break time, we're gonna make up the revenue difference.
I put money on the end.
But so, over here, we're gonna like for my.
All right, look at that
I'll vote for this, so I can drive the Bearcat in the parade.
Yeah, you I can drive it. I'm gonna screw that down right there. Sunglasses are naughty Santa too. You get the black version.
All right, let's read this.
We do need to go back and say that on the, and Beth will go back and look at it, but on the, we need to note on the 16th, we do need to look at all of his radios.
We don't know anything about that.
Did you just for the May 16?
I forgot to ask about this on,
Yeah.
that 250, does that come out of his maintenance?
Okay, so I'm gonna leave, 04511.
That's fine if you've got a hand, but just make sure it didn't get forgotten.
211-504?
So I know Ken got us some stuff a little later that didn't necessarily get in there.
Because that's being.
There was 16,000, this is no intent. I can figure what our portion of that was. We got.
The radios, you mean?
Yeah, 24,000 radios.
We'll verify by the 16th.
Yeah, I was going to get that. I think we got it.
We got it, we're gonna verify that we got it.
It's on that list I sent you. It's on that sheet I sent you.
W. Maintenance and equipment, you zeroed that out, right? I didn't see that.
Let's
I'm just taking
do,
You wanna do,
administration of justice was must have.
would you like to do?
with DMA.
We already got DMA. You do it again. Thank you.
Y'all. Hey, I'm sorry y'all did late on Friday night. That's all right. Thank you.
No problem.
See you, Ken.
We all have our time to run late.
Yes, sir.
You're just one more out there.
Do we?
Jeremy's not the case of you, right? You get out in the park, drive that thing around.
I'm gonna drive around Ben's farm.
See all funny games he does.
That would be a nice. So they had a proper accounting.
Yeah, there's the judge's discretionary over there, and John mentioned that there's the circuit court judge. Is that correct? We need to pay for their phones, we want to put over there in judge's discretionary. No, you was asking about where to pay that.
Yeah, I don't know, I think it's all over the courthouse.
All the state judges' phones, we're gonna have to cover that, so you may wanna move some of that discretionary money down into communications.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen judges' discretionary anywhere, so my thought was if you cut that in half and move half of it to communications for them,
We're doing,
because 5 would probably cover them all, wouldn't it?
so we're doing judges.
They'll make that 5,000 and then put a communication line in this.
Where's that?
Communication line?
Not for judge's discretionary, but that's only for long-term planning, so you could not add a line. I can add a.
Can we just leave it there?
Well, let's make a note that we're gonna move a part of it to communications in here and leave the file there. Because you're gonna need to pay for their funds, and that way, obviously, that work is move to communication.
Hey, what page is this?
I'm sorry, it's on page,
If we have to, can we just transfer to the?
it's other administration of justice, and it's down
We
there.
can transfer it after.
That's what I'm saying, if we have to.
Yeah.
Well, we can move it by the 16th.
We can do it later, unless it's in our others.
Yeah, we just need, we'll do it before the 16th.
Let's not mess that up, let's just do it.
We'll do it by the 16th, that way you don't have to get transferred. But I remember John mentioning that to you, other administration.
All right, ECD,
Civil defense, 62.
They don't put time together.
We asked for this public to be reduced to no more than 3%.
Two directors.
Yeah.
What is it, a chart number?
Thing you gotta remember about this, and the ECD has a board and they vote and do stuff, I don't know what he's asked them to vote on. And they reimburse us for this plus training. Kind of puts you in a spot, do you wanna reduce it or do you want to not? Because every bit of this comes back from the ECD board.
So where are they on the, appendix? I'm not gonna.
62.
I'm talking about the appendix in the back, whatever, A-.
They're A26, I believe, I can't tell for sure.
911?
Yeah, it's A911, is that 26 or 25? I think it's 26,
A26?
I believe, if I'm looking correctly.
That's correct.
We adjust this cost of living, Beth opened up that other hidden one because we'll adjust it manually there, I don't want to mess up the whole there. Click on the formula there and just wait till you, and then we'll click on that and I'll get you to remove the formula if they decide to go ahead and do it.
So how much is this do?
They pay all of it to us and then they give us an extra 20 for, IT support and, you know, the utilities in the building and all that good stuff. Because they pay towards the building, but they're still staying in the road, so there's utilities and phones and other stuff.
So they pay 100% back to us,
Plus 20,000.
and plus 20,000 and utilities.
No, that is for
That is for the.
that's utilities and IT support, anything we may provide.
So does it really matter what we pay them?
No, but he's asked to make only,
Only 3%.
3%, and I don't know what him and his board vote on it. I think probably best to change it. I think change it to 3%, yes.
And leave
Quick back
the
up.
rest.
And just override that formula, this is plus times 1 times 0.03. Just remove the whole formula. And just mark it orange where I know we've modified the formula, so it won't be an issue next year. If we don't, I won't know the formula was missing and it may cause issues. However, sheet set up with the same column with the same references. Copy this one, go back to you. You can just hide that back.
There we go. All right, so is this one on the operating? This one, this one?
Yeah. Because they don't affect us.
Yeah,
They won't affect your bottom line
oh, yeah, let's go.
by what you do with them.
Yes, his is all salary.
So, yeah, that's green, this is green.
All right.
Health department.
Now, the DGA didn't ask for any cost of living, it's a direct flow through dollar for dollar, so it won't affect your bottom line. So, this top portion is the only one that affects you, these are the ones you pay for, right? The DGA down below it, there's a whole bunch of them, but this is the one that affects you.
So where we are, I mean, in market on these things. So we don't pay per hour.
That goes from,
Yeah, any kind of health department.
Right there you go. He's on page number 66.
A28.
28.
Do we have a comparable to this, public sector salary survey?
So we got here, they are what they call them, office.
A28 on.
No, they're not.
I mean, you got custodian.
They're like nurses and medical assistants, and what he does is, and Hal's talking to me, he tries to match them up, except for the custodian, tries to match those up pretty closely to what the state is. Click over at our custodian for a June 11, it kind of compares off like Oakland County buildings. Probably be your best comparison, because you've already looked at those. And I'll try to find them over here, they're under,
Average 35.
they average 35 over there, and he's making 33. So he's pretty close. I'm sorry, he's 39. So he's higher than average.
I would zero out. I mean, yeah.
The other one's a medical office assistant and a nurse too, so we don't really have anything comparing a nurse practitioner. We'll pay them part of. anything similar at all. I may have overlooked it. Does anybody see anything? I don't see anything right now.
I don't either. I mean,
like a paramedic maybe?
do we want to just zero all these out and have them come back?
And when I talked to Hal earlier, my understanding, he tries to keep these similar to what the states make.
He's out of commission how long?
I,
No.
right.
Oh, what, he haven't been there?
See, these actually,
Yeah, so,
we can figure this out. So, it's just that, think about it, the office system is like a cat.
right.
And so that's a bit low.
Yeah, it would be low.
Probably like more like 39.
Now, that's provided they work full-time. We don't know. Are they?
Yeah, I mean, there's only one, the nurse practitioner's part-time.
That's amazing.
No, I think we just pay part of
$32,000.
that.
Do you know the nurse assistant is?
It's not nurses, David, they're nurse
Is
assistants.
it a
These aren't
clerical
nurses. I
position?
know,
or is
right,
it-
that's like,
They're like your,
that's like poverty level.
But I just, do they, does the state pay part of their salary?
That's what I don't know.
I'm just
Well,
saying,
we don't know.
like, if
I don't think
anything
so.
needs to
Well, but
But are we paying all of it, or does the state pay part of it?
they get paid as part of that, man.
I would just leave, I would just leave this alone.
I'd leave it.
I just leave it alone. I just leave it alone.
I agree. That's low enough. And I think they only work like 37 hours a week. There's a little disparity there on the.
We see an EMS or an EMT in here. But I want to see how that compares to our EMS department. See what I'm saying?
There's nurses in there.
Well, yeah, what's a nurse play? So.
A nurse is not comparable.
No, it's not even, that's not comparable. They're gonna be way different at a doctor's office or something than at the hospital, or the health
The
department.
registered nurse.
Yeah, they are, it's not comparable.
Like, Jenny
All right,
was way
let's leave this one alone and read it out.
The nurse assistant's 36 down in the state,
So they're right,
the county's lower a little bit,
average, okay.
but they're like nurses
I
assistants,
would
three
leave it
nurses.
there because it's possible the nurse assistant too could be a licensed medical
RNs
assistant
make a lot
Yeah.
or a secretary.
Oh, yeah.
more training.
The incomes are, the income, right, but what I'm saying is with the managers and the incomes
Surgical
are, whether
nurses.
it's a,
All right, so that's,
or a secretary.
that's what you want.
We got,
So, read it out.
what is that?
He doesn't have any.
Yeah, let's read it out. Okay, we're doing, libraries tomorrow, on the 16th, keep going. Okay, ag extension.
That's when we pay the invoice to UT based on
Yeah.
what you're willing to pay. I mean, you don't necessarily have to give them everything else, but
I mean, these are hard to make.
it's based on the actual position, so they change
I mean,
position.
we don't have anything here in the song.
This is the only reason we do that, or if two employees pass their certified administrative program.
That's what they're,
Plus the county.
I mean, are we happy with that?
so the bottom line is how much?
How much difference?
Three.
Speaking 17 and the age 25 plus benefits. On that.
So 15, so, no, right here.
It's the cost of living, it's on the very bottom there, it'd be 17 and
Oh, it's probably around 30,000.
25 plus benefits on that right there, right there. If you, well, if we go to that salary total sheet, we can see if you want to look
I
at the
mean,
total.
it's not great.
We can tell you the exact dollar though. Go back to that sheet, Beth, you show them the dollar on the left. Go back up where you're at to ag and just go straight across and it'll show you how much that changed. There's a column that shows. Keep going, right there. It's, net of 74. On his salary, do you want to look down on his non-salary stuff now?
I mean, I would just leave it. Yeah.
Not non-salary, do you want to look at theirs on, you got 18 and.
I mean, let's look at it.
Yeah, but it's still,
I even know what they do.
1800,
4-H program.
farmers.
Farmer David.
Oh,
I mean, you've been around.
We spent, so last year, we spent like 30 minutes on ag extension, just understanding this, having to really start going down.
He explained it yesterday. He stood right there.
4-H,
Yeah.
and all kinds of stuff.
Go and ask him how to go.
Really, you just want to know about it.
They actually got me paid.
Another farmer.
Remember the big primarily put them back to nothing and they come back to
He got more patience than
She only asked for the 5, I believe.
So, what is it, it's an office administrator?
She's been there since 1998.
She was a regular at that. Pushing her up. Get the other
cut
side.
mine down to that big and they're beautiful.
Why did her not change with? Because of the, maybe a lag and a half. It has to if it'll pick it up. It should, but it's, there you go. What is that crap to do? It's not a formula issue, it's, we'll put it on a stronger machine. It's great now. Put it on a stronger machine. That laptop's not for
Ridiculous spreadsheet.
we, that's why we put money into a better laptop this year. That's what that money was for. Replace that one time.
Yeah.
It's just a sheet ribbon.
Yeah.
So salary. Oh, yeah, sorry. Veteran.
Hyperlinks on Microsoft is very different.
How we looking market? I mean, did we talk about the?
We did market on the other, but that's what, we bumped up one on soil conservation.
I'm talking about veterans.
Veterans, I don't think.
We don't have, I don't know if there's anything.
I thought there was, but I mean. Yeah, there is a bit, so. What pages? So, I think I see it on here. I was supposed to see what he thought. But it's on, there it is. Under administration, page 2, executive veteran service officers. That's all it's here. VSO. That's if I find it on this sheet.
So that's, I mean, that's him, I mean, he's a little above.
He is.
But, I mean, I would probably drop that to 2,000.
Yeah.
I guess here.
He's still above RV, which,
Page 2. Under executive. Veteran service officer.
Is that the officer or the director?
oh, well, yeah, okay.
The officer is the.
Yeah.
The officer, VSO is the
Leave
director.
that where it was, and this one, but this one actually needs to come up a bit.
The officer is the director.
No,
Yeah,
it's.
I know, but it's not
It
the
says veteran service officer,
veteran service officer is what's on this.
but it looks to me
I
like.
don't think this is saying.
I think veteran service officer is him.
It's the director.
Is the director,
Which
that's what I'm saying.
You got to read the front market. So
Yep.
But there's also a veteran service officer.
that's not the same guy.
That's not right. VSO is the director. Right, the director is.
So that if he's the, then it needs to come down, put it back to 2,000.
Yes.
And then I would leave the others as they are.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Now, he may not have it worded correctly there, but director is the top guy. It is the veteran services officer.
Yeah, that's it.
And the other one is the guy below him.
Right, that's
So we're mapping that to the two.
Yes.
This gets mapped to the veteran service officer here.
Okay, so the director is overpaid. Or he's asking.
He would be slightly, but we,
Okay.
that's correct. I mean, he still gets a good bump.
That's what
It's still above.
It's still and he still gets.
So
he
it's
gets a
total
big-
plus
good
2,000?
bump. Yeah,
Yes.
so he gets a good bump.
He's still above.
Okay.
What is this?
Oh, and, did you look at the non-salary on the best and stuff?
Yes, we did. So it was really almost nothing, like $5,000. Yeah, let's do nonprofits. And then I think if we do nonprofits, we're largely done. We're gonna do tourism. So let me talk about nonprofits. Just before we get to all of them, I have a thought here. We know we have an issue with the volunteer fire department. Some of the, I don't, if we just give more money to the volunteer fire department, it's gonna be a never-ending problem. I don't know if this is the right thing to do, but one thing that popped into my mind was this. I like the suggestion of, a service model, a subscription model. We won't, they can't do that overnight. So what I might suggest that we do is we won't be able to give them everything we ask for, but we could cut into tourism a little bit. Give them some. And I'm just throwing this out there, but that comes with the condition that over the course of this next year, that they move to a subscription-based model, or a utilities-based model. So we're gonna take care of it for 1 year. Tourism's gonna eat it this year, and that gives us a chance to see, to test tourism's hypothesis. That, if tourism, if we cut that and tourism stays the same, then it can stay where it's at. If we cut it and we do indeed lose some sales tax revenue, then we'll flush it back up in there.
Are you talking about cutting back under the 350 statutory?
I don't know if we cut it all the way back down there, but I mean, we find a number. We cut into tourism a little bit, and then give them some out. I mean, I'm just suggesting, I don't know if it's the right thing.
Can I give you a breakdown, kind of?
Sure, argue with me.
I'm not gonna argue with you. I don't know how long it will be before we have a director in place. Kelly Dickey is part-time starting next week, so she'll be gone the end of May. We'll be left with the marketing director, Mason, and the sales director, Matt, and Duquesne. In the audit, there was, this is the issue. The lease on the Cam2 mansion is so broad that we are responsible for all the repairs on this house. And they have some damage to the front of the house. Kelly's gotten, bids for that, because there's rotten wood, it has to be painted. Painter said, once it's painted, that won't match, and then we have to do the front of the house. The occupancy cost last year on the audit was $32,000. Which if you think about it, that's cheap. We're renting it for $100 a year from Rogers. So
We move into another, like the Douglas Park house or something, or the county?
there are no interior restrooms in the Douglas Park house that has been discussed, and I would not want anyone to have, especially not a woman. Or what if they hired someone and she got pregnant and she had morning sickness or whatever? That's just not for 5 staff. In my mind, it's not.
But the only part?
Huh?
The only part? The whole part, the IT, what they do.
Several board members and I have discussed multiple different scenarios, but I called Rogers Group and I told them, I said, our executive director's left, we've got the police, how road. So we have multiple kind of issues going on with them, but I know she gave away for the past 2 years, it was about $149,000 in sponsorships in 23. This year, ending 24, should be around $150,000. The staff or the admin was $330 some odd. So that's like that's over 500. Well, what? And then $32,000.
Giving away sponsorships, so, are we giving money to people?
That's how it works. Yeah, they say, hey, we're hosting a baseball tournament in Hendersonville for 2 weeks, and we've got 40 teams, and they're all coming from out of state, and they're going to be, she talked about that when she spoke, and that's where you're getting that $181
But
number.
who are we giving that money to?
So that, to the USCCAA, whatever it is, Deborah Holmes was here, she'd know all those letters off the top of it. It's the people who do the tournament, who plan the tournament. And we just approved $11,300 to Hendersonville Parks for the Isaac concert. And we approved 3 checks to the amount of $4,000 to Rock Castle for 3 districts.
So have we been spending all that $700,000?
She gets there's an $85,000 or $90,000 a year to call Heritage Marketing Grant, and that's to be spent on marketing. There is ARPA money coming in. Kelly told me last week before she left to go out of town. I believe she told me it's at least $200,000. But we haven't seen the grant.
So it's funny you mentioned $200,000. I was gonna say, so what are we paying, what are we giving,
$740.
the volunteer fire departments right now? So I think, so they were asking for like $600,000 more. So what I'm trying to find is about $300,000 to go to the volunteer fire department and say, hey, look, we're not gonna give you everything, but we're gonna help you this year. But we're gonna figure out how to solve this long term, and it's not gonna be the same situation that we have now. It's also not gonna be, we're not gonna do, I mean, I'm not a dictator here, but I don't think anybody wants to do fire districts. So those two things are on the table. We'll have to figure out another thing, and whether they we gotta figure something else out. Let's make them, try to give them a little bit of relief this year. And so what I'm asking is, if we took $200,000 off of you, and we put $100,000 somewhere else, could we operate?
With the right executive director.
Okay, then. Well, we need to find the right executive director.
Have they started that yet?
Well, I hear somebody crying, let's do something more.
Well, there's confirmation by the county commission, so. Confirmation by the county commission.
Yeah, we'll find
Right
out.
district will come to the commission for a full.
Oh, yes, it will. We've had, I have not, I don't have my work phone with me, so he's supposed to email
Okay.
resumes. I know some of the resumes but some of the people are interested in the job. But,
Well, then let's,
I will say this, there will be people who will not be happy with that.
I know there will be. I mean, but there's no perfect way out of here. We gotta have to, like, we're still trying to cut $2.5 million from actual county employees.
The new chairman of the board, David Staples, who could not be here because he's out of town, believes that we could reorganize staffing situation. So that would possibly remove, so they had a staff member quit in January and they never replaced her. And I think they were functioning fine without that position. So I think it's just a matter of reorganizing and having, and a director, hiring a director that can do that.
So let me ask, I know that I'm springing that on you in a minute, and I don't want to negotiate all this here, but that's what I'm thinking about. Try to bridge a gap here. Because this problem's not gonna go away, and I don't think that we're gonna be able to fund at the needed level without making some changes, and for this bridge, this would be a bridge thing. in mind, let's maybe do volunteer fire department. Let's do you guys, and we'll take $200,000 out of it.
From the original ask at
46.
746,
So you're up to 546.
What was it in 2018?
I'm not on budget, y'all have to.
Wasn't it like $400-something?
We can pull it back, we got that.
Can you tell me what was what was it in 2018? I thought it was like $400-something, $480.
That's how those, well, what we spend, that's how those costs how far we go back. No, man, actually spend, the other stuff we got how it goes up there. I don't think we have that many back there. We don't go back this so far, we don't go back.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if the budget.
Oh, wow, I have it all the way back to 9, I think.
No.
No.
Yeah, we do.
So
Going
340.
back across, that may not be a goal.
Yeah, so it's, you operated around $300,000 for good long term.
Are you talking about tourism?
Yep.
I'm ready to just get more lean on two things in the long run. Maybe.
If,
Now, if it comes up like it really was generating revenue on three.
so what year is it 455 when it comes up?
425.
425, 455.
What year is that?
Then it operated at 500. Well, the one thing, Maddie didn't really talk about it, but they are working more towards going to a marketing model.
In 2019, they got a big jump.
In 17.
In 17 to 18.
Yeah.
That way, 2020, 2021, they were 586, that's what we're going back to, basically. You look here, they like 350.
Well, if there ARPA grants are clean and there are no restrictions, because that's when Kelly said that to me, I said, I was like, it's there, but what if? And she said, oh, there are no restrictions. I called David.
We'll have Justin
He
look
said, we need to have, him on.
Or Justin, either one.
Absolutely, yes, and we knew that, and Kelly had said that she knew that we could ask for less to do the ARPA, but the ARPA to me is mysterious.
You don't know.
We don't get.
Just doing it for a year.
So probably to get,
We're doing it for a year, so let's do.
we could get Kim or our consultants or Dustin.
Right,
Too
Kelly
much
has to
time.
come back, ask for me to get my.
I know you got a copy of it.
We're dropping 200,000 from tourism this year.
Personally, I'm not a member of the committee except ex officio, but I'm conflicted about this because if we're going to ask the fire department to go in, the departments to go in a different direction, do we give a chunk of money before we do that, and then what are we going to do after that? And we're taking it from potentially a fund that we're not sure about anything with that fund, but potentially it generates money for the county through sales tax. I'm conflicted as what to do with this, but I do question if you're wanting to reorganize or start in a new direction, if you do it by throwing out an additional chunk of money.
So, I mean, that's a fair question, right? Let me give you my rationale here. What I'm mostly concerned about is that we do have a lot of human beings out in the county. And, I think there's a pretty compelling argument. I mean, these folks, we kept volunteer fire departments have been flat for quite some time, and their equipment is old. I think there is a compelling case that we do worry about the level of response, how well we respond out in the county, right now. We know there's a gap. And so there's a short-term, the stopgap issue is not meant to be there forever. And if I'm being honest, I'm using back. I would like to have a discussion with the fire department and say, look, let's fix this in a long-term solution. We can help you this year in order to take care of the citizens in the county without changing any taxation, but this will go away. And it is also continuing
and I agree with you 100%. I just hope that we won't need any additional money to balance our budget. We maybe need.
Well, we still gotta get through the whole thing. I mean, this is all contingent on us. We still have $2.5 million to cut. So,
Yeah.
yes, sir. I mean, I'm just proposing this as we're talking about it. So, what do we think? I'm happy to talk to the law department.
It's gonna take longer than a year to change anything. I can go ahead and tell you that. Subscription models don't work. It's a good thought, they don't work.
So, I mean, I guess, why do you say they don't work? Because
The headache that comes along with it is gonna be a nightmare. What to ask people to do. Now, if you want to go for profit, there's for-profit, you have Metro Knoxville that has their for-profit fire department.
no, you have City of Carnes as a subscription-based model. It's not taxpayer funding. You're talking about taxpayer funding.
Yes.
We're not. So we're gonna, see, what you're doing, you're coming and asking us to increase the tax funding.
Yes.
And we're saying, no, we want you to increase a subscription model, which is more free market capitalistic approach. And so
Well, my question is, why don't we do?
well, it's still the same service.
You don't ask the road department to do that, you don't.
They're not a nonprofit.
They're not.
Because you have them. EMS started off as a nonprofit, it was a volunteer service for the first 15, 20 years it existed. Everything has started.
So I'm at a level.
Please.
I'm at a level.
Please.
We want the level of service that would need to be had out in the county. I mean, this is what everybody says about us. We need fire tax districts, and nobody's gonna do fire tax.
We don't have to go that far on it. I'm asking for an extra $650,000, which I know is hard to find, and I understand it's a lot of things. EMS just asked for a $90 million ask, and I know they have to cut back some, but $90 million extra on top of everything else.
And part of that is because, I mean, look, and we're getting off this, I mean.
I don't need to come here and argue.
I know, it's okay. I mean, I'm happy to talk about it. I think that we'll do it later, we'll find somebody else to do it. But, what we're saying here is that, and this is not just us, like, I've talked with other budget, chairmen, and it's just not, the model that we have is not sustainable. It's just not sustainable. And so, I want, if we keep kicking this can down the road, I want to solve the problem. If that means you and me yelling each other for a while until we come to work with a solution.
I don't yell that much.
That's okay. I mean, that's fine. I would rather, I actually want to solve the problem as opposed to just kicking the can down the road.
I agree. The only thing I'm saying, I know you did Carnes, and I have not researched them, and I will.
Well, here's the difference. I've already talked to CPAS, I've talked to the comptroller's office, attorneys there, and our state representatives. So, Blount County, and I had somebody from the comptroller's office actually reach out to me, that family members that live in Blount County, so they're different. Blount County is a public utility district. And the reason they are, and the people out there love it, and it's a subscription-based model, and it's based on, they charge their county residents $190 a year if you want to subscribe. And the fire department will come. And if they don't want to subscribe, they're going to charge you over $3,000 for one visit to put out a fire. And they'll tack that on, put a lien in your house or whatever, they get their money back. I don't think they do, because they're a utility district at that time point. So that is one option that I've talked to state representatives about, and comptroller's office, something legal. The other option is you can do it today without changing anything, and they said, is like City of Carnes, and you just go to a subscription-based model. And so if people are, here's the deal.
Let me ask you a question. This is just off my head. I have not researched this, and I will, I promise. But what you want me to do is go into all the county fire zones, tell everybody in the county, hey, listen, the county commission wants me to charge you this much a year. If you don't want to pay, if you have an incident, we're going to charge you thousands. Instead of, hey, you know what you could do is take $65 a person per household across the entire county, not the city, but in the county. I know it's not tax, I'm talking about figuring the math. Take $65 per house, and we could be done. And then when you go, each person individually said, you gotta pay me, or we're gonna charge you thousands. Instead of just giving, trying to.
I'll tell you why, because I'm like, and I'm not trying to be harsh, but like, no, I'm already paying for fire department. I live in the city.
Right.
Because if it comes from us, it comes distributed.
You drove the road in the county though, right?
I do.
You know, if your house in the county.
Right, and I pay for county roads too.
Right.
I mean, but I
pay for county roads.
And by the way, I have a real property out in county.
You put it off
they were asked.
Right.
So,
I've never been asked.
So we've got lots of.
I paid, but I've never been asked.
One that's at you, there's also, we're not gonna solve this tonight. I'm just suggesting for now, we need to get through this.
well, we need to talk about it, because you're talking about fire tax districts, we're talking about.
Well, we're not doing fire.
But that's an option, that's what, they presented us, and the first thing is funding fire tax districts.
That was in the package.
It's an option, it's not about asking for that option.
Well, one thing that we didn't talk about is, funding based on your ISO ratings.
Yeah, I mean, would you go and do like a risk-based model?
Wait, that is in the.
Well, no, what I'm saying is you bring them up and you get more.
I mean,
You don't?
that's kind of, we could change.
No, but I mean, you get it when you bring them up.
Sure. I mean, I'm okay with that, if we're talking the same amount of funding.
I don't know.
What we're saying is, look, either way, what I think we should do is go ahead and do this. We've got agreement on that. We need to continue moving. We've got agreement on the tourism. We've got 200,000 there. We can start with that.
Well, he just said a year is not a runway for something like
Well, I
that.
mean, we don't know what that runway is. Let's set this aside for now, and if we find out, we're gonna do come back in 2 weeks. If there's not a runway, then maybe we'll just leave it.
Well, that's one of the things, the way the fire department's been set up for all this time, we've been doing things a certain way, I'm not a stubborn person that says we can't change, and I'm okay with change. But what I'm saying is, I don't wanna be thrusting, okay, listen, we're gonna give you 700,000 this year, whatever the number is. But hey, by July 1 next year, by God, we're cutting it all, you better be ready. And that's
okay. I mean, the other option is we can just keep it the way it is and roll with it.
I used to get a card or a letter in the mail, and I would pay it every time it came across. I got the mail, anything in the mail. And I've asked Jack on the island if they got mail, if I was up to date, and I paid it. But, that was a good way to at least.
Well, that's what some of us do, and of course, every department is run by their own board of directors, or your chiefs and all, we're not one big department. So some departments do things a little different. I know Slam mentioned earlier about didn't catch the for 6 months. But,
So, yeah, so let's.
We can allocate money to do the mailer that you guys aren't doing, or most departments.
There's a lot of things we can do here.
To help.
You can hire a marketing company to come up with the program.
That's a fire tax district.
Well, no, I'm not saying that, I'm saying a mailer with the residents that works, at the city limits, to say, hey, look, we don't have fire, but this way they're opening.
Hey, guys,
I got it.
Let's continue to budget, because we're getting close, so let's move 200,000 for now out of tourism. We can always move that. We can always move that.
This presentation has a lot more to talk about.
Go ahead,
Go
ahead, bring that out.
You want it?
All right,
Correct.
I mean, I'd like to start there.
Was that 227 including the radio money there, is that what?
I mean, obviously, we should potentially,
Private
private organizations that are like, companies that do provide fire service. Private work.
I'm not familiar with them, but
I'm sure we can find.
If we've got another meeting in May, why don't we address this in May and just hold it?
Well, I mean, either way, it's fine. We can just leave it as it is if you want to do it that way. That's fine. We're a little burned. Do we want to call it for now?
this is all different numbers.
It wasn't supposed to be, they were supposed to all be 48,000 per station.
So, but that's double than last year, so that's what
we were asking.
That's not what they requested.
I understand that, that's what they were supposed to add on, so you'll get they went across. And we were also asking for the one-time 138 to be added into the total of everything else. So instead of having to come back here after budget and beg for the other 10,000, go ahead and put that into the money.
Well, nobody asked for
Let's
that.
just leave this one. Let's leave this one. And
you want to put it back to what it was last year and start.
yeah, we can start making, that's fine.
Put everything back to where it just, and just move from there.
So you've done tourism, right?
We have,
Possibly.
and we're gonna move this one back, but we're not done yet. So don't
That's
bring,
okay, I'm just sitting.
don't bring it out. Yeah, don't bring
I'm
it
not
out.
bringing it up.
So it's like, what is the basis like? Let's just.
450 is the base.
I mean, we're trying, it's like $350 that,
I
It's 333 plus 138.
Yeah, there's definitely an issue here, as we have told you, like, solve.
I mean, we gotta talk about it.
That's exactly right, and I think so.
We gotta do the hard work.
63 or 60.
And I'm not trying to be harsh, but that is the thing, right? Like, it's what you're effectively saying, and I'm not trying to be harsh, what you're effectively saying is that, hey, commission, you guys go be the bad guy and pull this out of taxes. Because we don't want to be, what did you say?
No.
We don't want to have to go to people and ask them for money, but that's what we
You're
do.
right, but what I'm asking for is, we want to deliver the service that people already think they're going to get.
I get it, I just think they're real close, we'll continue, I just had, I'm like, you don't want to have some money.
I love it, okay, I just think this is part of one of the 5 pillars of the communities. Safety of the people, I can't see that falls on the county. I don't think it falls on us.
Funny to add 24.99 to that one, but to make it.
Oh, well, there's also one problem, I know we're on fixing.
Leave the 30, because it increases the radio.
I don't know how they always do it,
I think
So you got a minus 5 for the other direction.
we're just,
we'll get there, we get there.
so how much, what is our total? I'll go back before we adjourn and look at how much we need to cut. I'm not gonna save a little bit more.
No, it's good.
Just try to cover it. If you do it times a plus, times 2, that way they all each other. What you could do, make that thing small, and put it up, get that. Put plus 24.99 times 2. And then that would be, that issue with that radio, so we get there, Problem. That gets you the same dollars, that's correct, at least.
Can we look at the roll-up? See, oh, look at that, look at that. Ooh, getting closer. 1.5. 1.5.
That's what we got left?
That's what we got left to cut.
Well, no, you just took 200 out and didn't put it anywhere else back on the tourism then.
No, I just did move it around, but I'm saying we cut out.
Would you put the 200,000 for tourism? Would you put that in general fund?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true, so it's 1.7.
Yeah, it's not an accurate number.
1.7, 1.7, still, makes progress, 1.7. We're going on with motion to adjourn?